Hi, I'm Mary D. Ojala, Conference Program Director with Information Today, Inc. Today I'm talking with Joe Hilger, COO, Enterprise Knowledge, LLC. He's going to be giving a 3-hour workshop on June the 8th in conjunction with our Data Summit Connect conference. He's going to be talking about an introduction to knowledge graphs. So Joe, I wanted to ask you, why knowledge graphs? What's the importance of them? And how are they going to increase the value of data?
Mary D, thank you. And really excited to be doing this workshop and teaching others what we've been doing with knowledge graphs and how and where they can take advantage of it. And when someone says to me, why knowledge graphs, which is really your question, the first thought that comes to mind is context. And then the second is stitching together. It's aggregation. And what I mean by that is too often when we look at data and information, we look at data in a single micro way where we're only seeing, oh, I know this table and I know what this table has information-wise, and I don't understand how it fits into the larger picture. Knowledge graphs, by their very nature of being tools that show how things relate to each other, really in the way we think and learn, can do that with your data sets. So take that data lake you have with all this information there, where you don't have a complete understanding of what you have where and what it means, and suddenly put on top of it a knowledge graph that says this table is related to this table for this purpose. And this piece of information, this data element within this data set or this data table means this and is similar to this other data element, right? So establishing context is incredibly valuable in helping people understand what they're really looking at. And then the second half of it is aggregation. And that's where we start to say, and kind of what I was alluding to, is the idea that you can begin to understand, you can pull together information from widely disparate sources. And it's been fun for us to go to clients who said, yeah, we've got this great data set, but we also have unstructured information about it. And wouldn't it be great if we could tie that together? Here's the data set, and here's the information I wrote that summarized what it was about. Knowledge graphs let you aggregate that together. They relate them. So suddenly you can start to look at a wider swath of information, not just limited to the data lake, et cetera, that you're working with.
Are you going to touch in the workshop on how companies can implement knowledge graphs?
We are. It's I've broken this 3-hour session into 3-hour-long efforts, and the first part is, let's start understanding what a knowledge graph is and where it's used. And as part of that, I walk you through a primer on what is a knowledge graph, what does it mean, because people are talking about this a lot, but it doesn't mean they understand what it is. And then as we move on, we talk about where do you use it. And in this example, my company's implemented probably 30 or 40 enterprise scale knowledge graphs. And in doing that, we've got a lot of different scenarios that we've done this in, and we share some examples so people can walk away going, I get what this is. And so once we've done that, then we talk about how do you build one, what are the components, what are the pieces, and we're going to finish up and we're going to kind of build one together on the fly. And it should be a fun kind of really interactive session where all the people involved are starting to put together a knowledge graph together in the same way our consultants do.
That's wonderful. I think it's so important that you're doing this on the fly so people actually are implementing something sort of while they're listening to you and watching you. This is just a great idea. So thanks so much, Joe, and we look forward to the workshop.
Wonderful, Mary D. I can't wait to do it. Excited to meet new people and teach people more about knowledge graphs, which I'm so excited about myself.